Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be looking at conditionals and loops. Let's get started. So conditionals and loops are essential elements in programming. They add logic and structure to your programs by allowing your code to make decisions based on specific conditions. So together, both conditionals and loops are known as control structures, and this is because they allow you to exert control over when and how often parts of your code should be run. Conditionals, you can run a particular piece of code only if a certain condition is true. Meanwhile, loops enable you to repeat a piece of code for as long as the condition remains true. So let's start off with talking about how we make decisions with conditionals. Well, first off, let's go on and actually I can open up just the Chrome right now, and we can talk about if blocks. Okay, so if statements or if blocks in here. And this is the first type of conditional loop that we'll be talking about. And inside of this, again, so maybe you want to display a warning message, okay? And you only want it when your bank account or your bank balance is at some certain threshold, or you want to make a player lose a life in a game, okay, when it's hit by an enemy. Now, again, these will be used with operators such as the equal sign, greater than sign, less than sign, etc. Now, we also have in our arsenal if-else blocks. Okay, and these are the two main types of statements in which we're going to be considering, and we'll talk about those in each in turn. So next up, let's go on back over to our Visual Studio Code. And here, and let's go on and create up a new file. So file, new file, and I'm going to call this one maybe conditionals.html. And I'm going to go on and save this inside of our JavaScript folder. Okay, and I'll create up a new folder in here, and we'll name this 002 files, and I may have to change this later on. But again, this will be conditionals.html. So again, let's go on and start up a basic file here. So we'll do HTML, we'll do a body, and we'll do a script. Okay, and let's do something like let speed equal 30, and we'll do something like console.log. In here, your current speed is speed, kilometers per hour. Okay, and then let's have this as if, let's do if, and we want an if statement in here, and our conditional in here would be speed is greater than, let's say, 25. And here we will do console log, say speed up. You're going to slow. Okay, we can save this. And again, we can go and we can open up our file. So, and here, maybe another time I will change this so that we can run this kind of simultaneously in the background. But let's do find my applications. All right, and I'm going to pull this over, and I'm going to go on and just open it up with Chrome. All right, And you notice here, there's nothing actually in here. No, but the name is conditionals.html, and it's just blank. Now, if we go and we go to inspect, and we check our console, oh, your current speed is 30 kilometers per hour. Speed up, you're going too slow. So notice we did this inside the console window, and it is now visible to us only in the console window. It is not going to appear anywhere else inside of our script or inside of our HTML. All right, let's go back over. Now, the next thing that we can do, and maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more, but what are the actual pieces of this code, right? Well, we have our if statement, okay? And again, it begins with if as the key word, and it has two main parts, okay? And if I go down here and I do if, it has our condition. So this is our condition. Well, just condition. Okay. And then the next part in this is inside of these parentheses in here. Well, and that's inside the parentheses is the condition. And then we have inside of the squiggly brackets in here, this is the code that we want to run. Okay. So again, this is pretty useful for us. Now we can change this. Okay, we could change this to be something like less than 20. Okay, and we can save this, and we can go on and go back over here, and if I refresh this page, your current speed is 30 kilometers per hour, and we do not have that other output because, why? Because now this is not true, and it will not run this code inside of this statement. So the next thing that we can do, all right, and I'm going to comment these out. So just so you know, / here, this is comments, okay? They're going to comment out that code so it will not run. So now if I want to go over here and do something like if else, and we want a condition, and let's do something like speed is greater than 25. We want console log let's do just slow down, and then we can go on to the else statement in here and do something like log, and we want I don't know, let's say keep it going. You're doing great. Okay, now the last thing that we need in here is actually to set our speed. So again, because I commented it out up here, I'll go on and do let speed is equal to 30. Be our next piece here. Now, I'll give you a second just to think about what's going to happen. Okay? So our speed is going to be 30. So is it greater than 25? Yes. So then it should tell us slow down. Okay. Maybe slow down. You're in a school zone. Okay. So otherwise less than this 25 miles per hour, it'll say keep going. You're doing great. So let's go on and take a look. Let's refresh this. Slow down. You're in a school zone. Okay, our console log works the way we want it to. And now let's double check if this is working the way we want it to. So now let's do at 20. Okay, so let's go on and, not this one. This one. All right, so let's refresh this again. Oh, keep going. You're doing great. Okay, perfect. All right, now we missed maybe one more thing. Maybe we want to have it so that it actually tells us our current speed. So we can do console log here, and we'll do current speed here, and we'll put in our template. All right, and we can again just go back over here, and we can refresh. Current speed is 20. Keep it going. You're doing great. All right, so now we have a fully functional if-else statement. And again, what is it doing? It's going to check your current speed, and if it's greater than 25, it's going to give you one message, and if you're less than 25, it's going to give you another message. So these are this is how we run up conditional statements. So maybe we want to have more complex conditions. Okay, so something like, well, we were currently working on this speed instance here, right? Well, let's say that you have something, let's say you have another one, okay? So let's do let time, okay? Because usually if you have a school zone speed, that speed only works between specific times, okay? And so maybe let's do something like current time, and let's say that it's 7 a.m., okay? And again, this would be with 24 hours time scale. Okay, so then we can actually have it throughout the day, and we only have to have one number. We don't have to know an AM or PM. And actually, I'm going to go and cut this, and we'll paste it down here. And I'm going to go on and comment this out. And we can have our next one. So we would have let our current time, let speed here, and I'm going to just go on and put it at 30 again. And we'll say here, what? If speed is greater than 25 and current time is greater than or equal to 7, and current time is less than what? Usually 4 o'clock. Okay, so let's do 4.5. Okay. And then we can have it say what that is. It's between 7 and 11, and they're going 30 miles per hour. It should be something like log slowed down. You are way too fast in a school zone. Okay, and if we go over and we refresh this, slow down, you're way too fast in a school zone. Okay, great. Now that gives us a fantastic way to have much more complex statements, right? So here we have not just these ands, but we're also checking in with our current time in multiple different ways. Now, notice here, we don't have anything for an else statement, so we can go on and add in an else statement, and we can do log, and we can say keep going with caution. Okay, and we can change this to, let's say, 20. Okay, so now let's take a look and see how that runs. All right, keep going with caution. Okay, so now we created up something a little bit more complex, but now maybe we want to simplify this so it's a little bit easier, a little bit easier for us to maybe consolidate. So we can consolidate this. We can take this whole expression, I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to say let too fast is equal to this. And notice we took this whole expression and we're going to save it into this variable, into this object here. We're going to say too fast, because now this is going to evaluate to either true or false, and it says if true it'll do this, if false it will evaluate otherwise. Okay, so now this makes this just a little bit cleaner for us to do. Okay, so again, so let's say something like well, I guess we could even do this in a little bit different way as well, but we could say something like this. Let's simplify this even more. Okay, then let's say school time. Okay, so we can do let school time is equal to this. So now notice that we have the school time, so you can set it between what the hours are for the school times, and you can put that into our expression for our too fast, and we can push our too fast into our conditional expression, which allows us to have, again, a lot more control, and it makes this look nice and clean to the eye. It's very pleasing. So again, let's just make sure that this runs the way we expect it to. All right. Keep going with caution. Again, that didn't change. So let's go back and just for the sake of everything, let's say that this is back to 30. And let's go back and run this again. And we should see slow down. You're going way too fast in the school zone. All right, perfect. Now this, what we've been doing here is just the start of having more complex statements, but we can also add in something called chained if-else statements. And so let's go back, and I'm going to go on and comment this out. And let's go down here just a little bit further. And let's create up a chained expression in here. So a chain expression is if you need your code to decide whether there are 3 or more possible branches that you can go. So we've currently been doing 2, the if and the else. Okay. So what happens if you have 3? So again, we haven't been saying, oh, whether you're just too fast or too slow for the school zone, but there's other speed limits that you have to maybe take into account, right? Maybe you want to say you're driving too fast, maybe you're driving too slow, maybe you're driving just right. So how would we do this? Well, first let's let speed is equal to 30. We will want to do something like log your current speed is, and we'll do speed, and what we'll do miles per hour. All right, and then let's do our if statement. So again, we're not going to have all of our compound statements right now, or our complex statements. We'll just keep it with speed. So we'll do if, and our condition here is speed is greater than 25. We'll do something like log slow down. Okay, and then we're going to go to another one. And remember, we need 3 additional statements in here. So we need an else if, in here. And so we'll do something like speed is greater than 15. And we'll do log, keep it going, okay? Because that's a good speed. And then let's do something like else in here, and we can say log console, you're driving too slow. Okay, so something that you need to understand with all of these statements, okay, is that they go in order. So it will check your speed, your 30, and then it will print this out. And then first it will check if the speed is 30 is greater than this. If not, then it'll move to the next statement, okay, which is this one. All right, and then if both of these two statements fails, this is going to be our default. Now later on, we'll also look at using something like switch statements or cases, which we can also use in very similar contexts. But again, we want to be able to have just this nice way of creating these up by hand. So I'm going to leave it here for today. If you guys like this, please comment, subscribe, and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.